What is it about electric vehicles right now? What are your thoughts on EVs?
They're good, but as a mechanic, I am not scared.
Mm,
You want me explain to you why I cannot become obsolete. Not to say, even if I choose not to make the your transition to EV, the average EV vehicle costs base about 44,000 US. Am
yeah,
I wrong?
yeah, yeah. 40 and up, yeah.
Not everyone can afford that. Hence, internal combustion vehicle will still be around.
Hmm.
How when gas price reach this high,
Yeah. It continue to run like a runaway train right now.
it will still mechanics will still be around. By time you will become obsolete, by then you will die. And
Hmm.
I'm not being negative. You can't live forever now.
Yeah, yeah. Because even Ford announced a couple months ago that they're gonna start, training, helping dealers and training their mechanics specifically to work on the EVs that are coming out. I had a problem with that because I'm saying, but that's your responsibility. You don't need to be announcing it to the world. That's something that should have been set up from day one, from the moment you say, okay, from the moment the governments announced and said, look, we need to be zero emission by 2035. That should have already been on the agenda. So you don't need to tell the world that.
No one wasn't really forward thinking person because here I tell you that they weren't forward thinking. For example, Ford. Remember Ford come up with the Raptor, which is a gas guzzler, where you
Hmm.
perform. The Raptor isn't a old car now.
Right.
Yeah. It's just that Ford and other dinosaurs in the building never expected EV to become so popular.
But EVs have always been around.
Yes, we know all of that. We know all of that. But be honest, for the past 3 years, it's like the popularity has grown because everybody is as their own version now.
Yeah.
Remember, remember people used to laugh at the Prius,
Hmm.
Remember,
Yeah.
it's not that long time ago, people used to laugh at the
Yeah.
Prius. Remember the
Hmm.
Prius? People used to drive past the Prius and smoke the Prius, past them,
Yeah.
and look at it now.
Yeah. One of the most
Every
expensive as well. Yeah.
every manufacturer have their own version of electric vehicle. I
Hmm.
would assume everyone. Am I wrong?
No, well, every one of them. Yeah, everyone right now has a has
Everyone
a
has
has
it,
a
yeah.
has a EV version. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody has a EV version. It's just that some are more pricier than some. Jeep just came out with theirs, couple just this year, and
And the
then
Jeep
there, yeah,
is a waste of time,
BMW has theirs, Mercedes has theirs. Yeah, everybody has theirs.
The old Jeep hybrid is a waste of time. It gives you 30 something, the range at 30 something miles.
Well,
What is
that's
30 something miles?
well,
Yeah.
that's something that though a lot of those vehicles are being for urban situation. Because if you're going to be living in a densely populated area, that was the whole notion of having a hybrid in the first place. Okay,
Yeah.
in order to save on fuel and all that. But
Yeah.
as as the population grows and as the housing crisis and there's a housing crunch and a financial crunch and people start living outside of
Yeah.
metropolitan areas. Everybody want going into the metropolis type of city planning now, but you need vehicles that will take someone over a 300, 400 kilometer range, and that
Yes.
is not that is just not there yet.
Yeah.
That's one of my big issue, apart from the price as well. But that's one of my big issue with electric vehicles right now. The ranges are just poor.
I can give you a typical example. Um, for me to drive to Canada, I am coming Canada tomorrow, by the way. In my internal combustion, if I should drive straight, it's 6.5 hours.
Hmm.
I'm not going to tell you how much time it is going to take me with a popular EV vehicle. When I say a popular EV vehicle, I mean we have charge station all over.
Yeah.
I'm looking at more than 12 hours.
Yeah, because
Why
you have
would
to
I
stop for a
want to
minimum of
spend?
40 minutes
Why
to
would I
charge
want
each
to
time.
spend that amount of time on the road? Remember, time is something you can't get back.
No,
So a lot
no.
of folks don't know that you can't get back time. I can put in some overtime and actually make back that excessive gas money that I spend to do that 6.5 hours trip. I can find some means and ways, do two overtime and actually compensate my fleet. To me, they need to set it up that vehicles charge much more quicker. And I know fast charging damage battery and all of that. The
Mhm.
technology is there, but they're not exploring it too much.
A lot of these technologies have been around for a very long time. Hydrogen has been around, but it has
Yeah.
been getting, yeah, it has been getting not the support as much as the electric vehicles, but hydrogen is the way that people should be going right now.
And I am not being paid by Toyota, but none of them can compare to the Prius plug-in. None of
Mm.
them. And I can prove it to you now. Get any one of them fancy brands where you want to get 100 or 1,001 and put it beside the Prius and let's go to Canada with with a with a with that Prius hybrid plug-in.
Mhm.
When I reach Canada, you not even reach halfway yet.
Mhm.
I think they move too slow with the technology.
Slow in rolling out the technology to the public.
Yes, yes. And I don't want to sound too political, but government need you to hold manufacturers accountable. Because imagine you, Chris, spend 60,000 for a car, and that car range is just from here to there.
Mhm.
Waste of time.
Yeah.
It's a waste. And I'll forever commend Toyota. I don't like the fact that Toyota has more model than any other manufacturer in the world. Because I just believe Toyota, the engineers at your Toyota, I believe every time I, they employ someone new, they will develop a new model. Because you know Toyota has more model than any other manufacturer, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they
You
do.
know a lot of
Yeah.
folks do that know that.
No, I mean we live in North America. They,
You know that you know
they
that
have to travel
there's
to see
about
exactly what
there's
Toyota
about
is all about because I listen to
600
the
million
comments at
Corolla.
times and I tell people all the while that Toyota is number one, has always been number one, will
Yeah,
forever be number one. They just act like number two and number three. So I mean, remain humble. You can't be in the limelight forever.
yeah. And all people have to do is pirate Toyota, you know. That's all you have to do. Nothing is wrong with being a pirate, you know.
Mm.
Let Toyota be the guinea pig.
Yeah,
See where Toyota falls short
and
and
then you
then
capitalize on that.
and capitalize on his shortcomings.
Yeah.
Simple.
You know, when I tell a lot of people that the Tesla Model 3 or whatever they want to call it has a similar look to the Toyota Corona, which was built back in 1992, the ST191 model,
People will laugh at you,
and
know.
people will laugh at me.
Yeah.
I know,
Boy,
I know, I
lack of,
know, I
lack of
know.
knowledge.
Yeah, and the Chevy Impala, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. The
looks
Impala looks
exactly
like
like the
Toyota.
yeah, it looks exactly like the GS300 Lexus, the 2005 model. I mean, all the concepts are there. They're always ahead of their time. But as you know,
The only thing I never like with your Toyota, Toyota always give me a basic interior. When everybody is putting bells and whistle,
yeah,
Toyota still give me the knob to turn on a
and that
basic.
is why people switch from Toyota because they stick to the basics. And where where a Kia will give you all the bells and whistles and
Whistle.
everything that you need, right,
However,
and more
after 110,000 miles, that Kia has to go to the junkyard.
to the junkyard. Well,
But the Toyota,
can't.
your grandchild will drive that Toyota to school.
Hmm. Hmm.
You
Yeah.
have to remember that part of it.
Yeah. Well, this is not a promotion for Toyota. Let it be clear out there because we work on all vehicles. I sold parts for most vehicles: Subaru, Ford, Yamaha, Jeep. So a number of them is there, but a lot of the concepts and a lot of the things that I've learned in the industry is mostly from Toyota. But
Yeah.
Basil, I want to thank you for
You're welcome,
taking
man.
the time
Anytime.
out to come and explain some of these some of these intricacies, because what we want to do is to keep promoting the industry itself, and especially for the mechanics out there. I try to push the mechanics, because mechanics are part of the industry, of the leaders within the industry that keeps this world moving. And I tell people all the time,
Yes.
without certain occupations out there, you won't have that food on your table, you won't
World
have
will come to a
anything
halt.
in your refrigerator, you won't have
World will come to a
transportation
halt.
going around. Yeah, you won't
Will
have
come to
that.
a halt.
Yeah, you don't have that aircraft in the sky, you don't have those
World will
trucks
come to
going
a halt.
across, you don't have those trucks going from state to state carrying the goods to you. So
Yeah.
hats off to the original grease monkeys. You get what I'm saying? So that's the name that you used to call them,
Yep.
not knowing that
And
persons like us
nowadays are you clean? Days
and
gone
them,
by, and dirty
the fingernails
fingernails.
are clean. Yeah.
Yeah, man. From a
and,
far away.
and persons used to look at when you tell persons that you're a mechanic, and if you don't have grease all over you and in your face and in your fingernails, well, you're not hard working at all.
Exactly. Now it has changed.
On that note, thank you again, Basil. It has
Yeah,
been a
man. You're
pleasure.
most welcome.